Welcome to the REIMAGINE podcast, a podcast that seeks to reimagine faith and life in the community as we link, learn, and live together. I'm Greg English, along with Brad Hoffman and Brian Dupuy. Today, on episode 100, we banner about the show, our guests and their stories, and, well, just us. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, you guys are quick on the hello on this one here. You're excited.
Well, a lot of coffee.
100th episode today, and actually somebody came by and looked at us and said, "You look great for 100."
They did.
So that was good.
Yes.
Yes.
So welcome here. I do want to say thanks to the Local Cup for hosting the 100th episode tonight. Give it up for the Local Cup.
Come on.
Some of you may remember back in an episode where we had the opportunity to hear the story of the Local Cup, Christian Adams and his wife Jake, and as he shared their dream and how that's come about and the impact of community. So we're really excited to be here tonight and provide coffee and joining the celebration together. So thank you to the people who are here tonight as well for supporting the REIMAGINE podcast and the Local Cup.
100 epipisodes.
Yes. 100.
100 right here in the coffee shop. You know, I have to tell you, when I step into this room, it reminds me of being in my shower.
I'm not sure where this is going with a cup of coffee.
Well, this is my second cup, so you never know. But so you don't know this about me. I've never even said this out loud. But my shower routine.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Brace yourselves. So my shower routine includes I use a soap bar. I don't use a body wash. Container thing.
So wait a minute. Is this a like smooth Dove soap bar? Is this like organic, but still has the crumple of the bark of the tree in it, so you get that that skin exfoliation?
Yes, it was made in someone's barn. It's like authentic. So
good.
And I use a hair bar too. I don't use a bottle. You know, I'm just gonna say that shampoo bottles and soap bottles are the biggest one-use plastic that you can have. So I use the bars. No shame on anybody. No shame on anybody. If you're using single-use plastics, that's fine. But
get a look at my head, and I'll tell you what a bar will do.
Yeah. I use the bars, and you don't have the plastic, and it works just the same. So anyway, I use those things. In my Christmas stocking, I received a bar of soap, and it turns out it's like from Australia, and it's an espresso bar of soap. And I didn't know what this would be like, but now that I'm using it, our whole bathroom smells like the Local Cup, like every day. And then I walk around like, man, I've been sitting here for hours, and that's just my smell. So I'll let you smell me later.
You're always percolating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes, thank you.
Yeah, you've got that going on.
Thank you. So anyway,
good.
Yes, I just thought I'd share that.
I was thinking when you talk about the Christmas stocking, I was thinking that maybe you got like the charcoal soap, the charcoal.
Oh, yeah.
Coal in your stocking, something like that.
But, yeah.
You ever use that?
No.
Or the charcoal toothpaste?
No. I'm not an animal.
We'll determine that. All right, so as we get started here, we're going to have a couple people come over. They'll pop in and say hello and get on the microphone. We got several of our guests and our listeners here, so that's going to be fun. But kind of just take a step back, like how in the world did we get into this?
And you look at me. How did we get into this, right?
Yeah.
We're all asking that.
When did this all start?
That started back in March of 20. It was when the pandemic hit, and we got information around the 15th of March that we were going to be shut down. And we were thinking through ways in which we could connect with people that were different, just because our normal path of connecting wasn't available. So it was like, how can we reach out? How can we connect? How can we have conversations? But the big piece, as you remember from the naming of it, the REIMAGINE podcast, the idea was to reimagine faith and life in uncertainty, in a pandemic in particular. But I think that's a theme. As we're at 100 and we're moving into 101 and on past that, it is a theme in life and faith. It's about reimagining life and faith in this context, where you live, what you're doing, how you're growing, how you're flourishing, in a sense, in faith. So But no, it goes all the way back. I mean, I remember that. I remember that weekend, like, the shutdown weekend, and just you're trying to process everything, and just the fear of, you mean we can't be open. We can't meet. We can't gather. And so, of course, everyone was thinking that was, 2 weeks? And then ended up being a number of months until Father's Day for us. But I always enjoyed this. This was, for me, I mean, I love this. This is like a fun thing. It's like a highlight of my week when we get to do it, interact with you guys. And has definitely been, I don't know about you, but this has like been a growth experience for me. I think about all the guests that we've had and all the people. I've always walked away with nuggets and pieces of truth to apply to life with every conversation that we've had. Yeah. And it's been a neat growing experience for me. And maybe if anything, we get more out of this than maybe anybody does from the standpoint of having those conversations, interactions.
Yeah. 26 minutes.
26 minutes.
The first episode of the Reimagine podcast was 26 minutes.
And I think you did the introduction on the first show.
Oh, did it really?
And then we switched it up, and we started in the lowest room in the whole building that we thought the walls were green, but it was actually mold.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's where they had the Christmas decorations. That's where we put the decorations in that room. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But, so we started there, and the equipment, like we were fast trying to order this equipment, and where do we get it? How do we get it fast? Because everybody else was trying to order the
Everybody's trying to order podcast equipment. Yeah.
So,
everybody that has a basement has a podcast.
Yeah. But the average podcast, so they say, is 13 episodes. And they run out of material in 13 weeks or 13 episodes. However long that is. That could be 13 months or 13 weeks or 13 days.
Yep.
So,
And the first one was called "It's Time to Reimagine," and I feel like every episode is that same thing. So that's pretty cool. Like, every episode is another chance. To
we've had a
reimagine.
few theme songs, go along the way.
Oh.
We often will play the song "Sailing," which is I don't know why we play that. But it's mood setting for me.
Yeah. There's some reason that started.
It's like I can breathe with it well to get going.
Yes. Clears the air.
It's a lot to get the welcome and all that, and all you guys get to do is just say, "Well, hello."
Hello.
Yes. Oh no.
But
no.
But
Gary,
it is an art.
Gary
It is an art.
Baker's in the audience, and now with him on the show, we say, "Good day."
Good day.
You've listened to that episode, so we got a couple of theme songs we play, and then you try to play around with the board a little bit. So
Yes.
I do want to go back and say the challenges of the show. Like, it has been more about certainly what the guests and their stories and their thinking have poured into our lives. I mean, I have frantically read books, through the middle of the night to make sure I can understand or try to comprehend what they're going to talk about and the research that goes into it and being prepared. But I feel like every time I walk away, I'm like, wow, what do I do with this? How do I do this? And it's like a floodgate of just hearing people's stories and what's shaping them and what they're being challenged in and how they're impacting people. So it has been great to experience that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But one thing I was thinking about tonight, man, you don't have your hat. Where's your hat?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay.
The hat.
Here, run
That
real quick.
fine-
Run real quick.
But it's not the wool hat. It's like it's got
I
the
do.
fine wool.
You
From
gotta
what?
be, you gotta
I'm
be
sorry.
better than that. And like,
I should remind you beforehand. Where's your hat? Where's your hat?
Or just say, "I like your hat."
Yeah.
It's a podcast. No,
Yes.
no.
I like it. Well, yeah, they will. You can see. You
Oh,
got the camera
oh,
right
oh,
on
hi,
you, so
hi.
yeah.
We're still grooming him.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong adventure.
Look, I'm gonna say too. Every guest has been great. There's not. I'm telling you, they come from different angles, different perspectives. They have brought so much joy. Any ones that kind of like you think about and elements they brought when they brought them.
Yeah, I think Brian sitting over there, Brian Berrien was on and shared a story of just the process of transplant and I can still think about the day you're sitting there talking as you're on the show and on the episode that we were doing, and kind of reliving that with you, in a sense of where you were on those markers and how fantastic and incredible that journey was. And I thought about like your birthday not too long ago, but it was like it's like, isn't it cool to be able to wish happy birthday? Isn't it? I mean, it's just as you think about that and your story was incredible. And I heard lots of people talk about that in a sense and respond to it. And people that are dealing with, we had several people with transplants at Cool Spring and from a variety of different things. And they're each a phenomenal story, and we still are wanting to do that. We talked about that video with everybody to make sure and be able to share that story, because that's a powerful life giver as well. And then Tamara's back there. Tamara is our kindness guru, and she's been on here as well. And we just did a kindness episode at church here recently, and had that conversation as well.
I think about Tamara. Then Stacy Price is here too, and what I remember about them is when the headsets went off, I was like, whoa. I'm tired. The energy that these two ladies bring to that microphone was fabulous. I mean, like off the charts, right?
Yep.
You put them together, it's like supernova.
Yeah, but so much fun because it was both all about joy. Kindness was joy. The joy, what God has done in Stacy's life through the Recreation Center and their family, and like total joy coming out of there. And it was like energy central.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. I think one of the things I love about that is somehow, I don't know that this happened intentionally, but somehow we've ended up being able to hear from people like in the academic world, very broad ideas and concepts that are very profound. And then we also get to hear from people that are like, this is how you live it out. This is what it looks like. And that is also very profound. I love having both of those things happening at the same time. I think that's really
some of the academic ones were, man, I had to read the books 2 and 3 times to understand the definitions that they were given. I think one that stands out was the public missiology. And man, that was just deep for me. And still contemplating that. And how about our friend from Kansas City that left Alexandria? We did a podcast there, and
moved from the Anglican Church to the Catholic Church, and doing some incredible community work out there as well. And then Jim Wilder and Michael Hendricks. And
neurotheology. I mean, I like to know how many people heard of that before we did that.
I know. And good stuff. Stuff.
And the continuing relationships that we've had with some of these folks. So you have them on the podcast, you learn more about them, and then you see, oh wait, this is a way we can partner together. That's happened on several occasions.
Well, JP DeGance with Communio we're doing, and then with
Paul Burns is another one, and Doug Paul.
That's interesting. So out of 3 of our guests that we didn't know, they now have a partnership with Cool Spring. So that's been good. We also have had one. Well, we've had multiple authors come out. Gary's here tonight, and his book came out in December. Good Day Today. And so we've had some good impact with that as well too. So I agree, Brian. Jill Bond. So,
carrying confetti in your pocket. I remember that. Like carrying confetti in your pocket.
And we've had
some other kind of shots.
Joy shots.
Joy shots. I remember that. That was the episode title. And then a couple of us had our kids on as well. Tyler was on. Katie was on.
Our spouses were on.
And our spouse. We did a Valentine's edition with spouses. And
how many podcasts are brave enough to have everybody in there?
Your spouse in there.
In one room.
Not many.
Hashing it out.
Those are the 13 episodes, and they're done.
That's right.
That's right. No.
So I think, but it's a good time now. So the other thing too, one thing I hear the most, I don't know if people talk about really what we talk about on the episodes or not, but it's interesting that most of our guests, because we do ask them to listen before they get on. And what I've enjoyed the most is the fact that they say the 3 of you really enjoy each other. And what we've learned about each other in this process, like the roles that each of us play, or just, your laugh. And the joy that you bring. Brian's wit and humor, and I'm just trying to chart a course.
Keeping the center on task, on our outline that we've got, right?
Kind of thing. But we've learned a lot about each other. We've grown together in that process. We've shared conversation different ways through the process. So it has been fun to show up and be like, let's do this.
I was thinking about today, like we recorded a future episode earlier today with a guest who's in another part of the country. And we were going to just record the episode and then do the banter afterwards. And then we started talking with her, and she's like, well, let's do, I want to hear the banter. I want to be a part. I want to be able to, I don't get to laugh a lot in my profession, so I want to laugh. So we did watch her laugh, on the Zoom call and stuff. So it's having fun with that part as well. So.
Favorite, we've had a few mistakes along the way and a few laughs.
No, do not be quiet.
Talk
Make
amongst
all
yourselves.
the noise you want. No, make all the
Oh,
noise you
no,
want.
no.
Forget we're even here.
Yeah,
But
just-
there is an open mic. This is your time.
Just talk.
We
just
still have
talk.
the ability to edit out, but this
look
is your
at,
time.
Look at the
We
look
have
on her
open
face
mic.
when you said there's an open mic.
Steven's back there, so he's been on before as well. The Christmas episode with us.
That's right.
He just came here for coffee. And
Like,
you're
so you
wearing a
didn't even know
good
we were doing
jersey
this,
too.
did you?
You got a Nationals, jersey on.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. Pull up a now. You're a
Pull up a
little
mic.
taller than we were expecting. So
You're at the kiddie seat.
That's
but,
right.
lean
might
in
just
there,
have to
buddy.
lean forward there. And,
It'll be
yeah,
fine.
Make that
Yeah.
happen.
So
You're the first one to wear those, so
yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
So you were on a Christmas episode 2 years ago. This is Stephen Jones joining us back in, and that was really fun. We talked about traditions and growing up and learning. So, best part about being on the podcast?
Man, you pulled that out pretty quick. I mean, that's one of 99 episodes, and you went right to exactly what we talked about.
I'm well studied.
I listen to it regularly.
Is that what you did?
And how it
Christmas.
jumps our numbers.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
so-
actually right.
I mean, how many times
That's
do you
why
listen
we're
to each
ranked.
episode?
I do. And here's the deal. Because I'm asking questions the whole time and I'm thinking, I have to listen to it at least once, and then that's really where I learn from it. So after we do the episode and it comes out live, I go back and I listen a couple days later, and then I actually end up growing more from that conversation. Because doing this, I'm thinking about these guys, I'm thinking about the guests, we're trying to follow the script. So you only listen but a little bit.
Like a parent.
I know.
Like a parent.
I am.
Right.
I'm trying to keep them in
Keep
line.
it in line.
This
what
is
they're
not just
doing.
putting a headset on and calling plays here.
See, I
Yeah.
figured you had to listen a bunch just so you can find a couple statements you don't have to edit out, you know?
We've had a few.
Well, they're
We have had a few.
yeah. There's the show you don't hear. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're saving all those for a special show, like about number 250. So we
Yes.
can do all the
Yes.
edit out.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by and having a cup of coffee and
Thanks for
being with us.
So, yeah, man.
having my
Glad
coffee.
you're here. Glad you're here.
you guys do.
So what kind of coffee are you drinking?
If it can, I'm going to have a latte.
Hey.
Latte. Yeah.
Just is it 2% whole milk, soy? What are you doing?
Well, you know, it depends on how close it is to New Year's, whether it's whole milk or 2%, you know. But I'd rather have the whole milk and some whipped cream on top.
Well,
Yeah.
man, you ought to do it. You ought to do
Yeah.
it. You know?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a-
I am.
Yeah. It's only February.
I mean, it's a 100 episode. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got to live it up.
Yeah.
You got to live it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Very good.
That's
All right,
good.
thanks, guys.
man,
Hey,
thank
thanks
you,
for
thank
coming
you,
in.
thank you.
Hey, we got a couple of people though that we do. Now we do a fairly good job of communicating about our family and our
Yeah.
and our kids and our spouses and everything else. And so we got a couple of guests here tonight that
Yep.
you've heard about before. So
They
go ahead.
are they are big listeners.
Yeah.
Leah is my oldest granddaughter by 8 days, and she listens regularly with her mother on the podcast. Don't you? You listen to it all the time, and so you know all these things. Like you know that he's a princess, right?
Do you remember my princess name? We did an episode. What is it?
I don't know. I forgot.
Jasmine. Is
Yes,
Jasmine?
yes.
Yeah, Princess
Yeah,
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
We spun the wheel of personality and it matched the princess.
I know. I remember that. I remember that. That was good. So you had a question you want to ask?
What's your favorite Disney princess and what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a cat. I really like cats and tigers. And then my favorite Disney princess. Who is my favorite Disney princess?
Who's your favorite? You got quick.
You're,
As a tiger. Ariel.
Who? Mirabelle. Mirabelle. You know Mirabelle? Yeah. I'm following her right now.
I love Maple.
Say it again right here.
I love Maple.
Yeah, she loves
Oh,
Mirabelle.
yeah. How
And
can you not?
that's Asher. She's the oldest granddaughter of mine that I talk about.
Mirabelle.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost have 3 teenagers, so they're not here tonight.
No.
Yeah.
But you need to hear about the princess thing
Yes.
because Leah had the opportunity this past weekend to go to a ball. Didn't you go to a royal ball?
Well,
And what princess did you see at the royal ball?
I saw lots of them.
Lots of
Aw.
them.
Great.
Yeah, they got to dress up in a princess outfit and see all the princesses. We saw lots of pictures. You had a good time, didn't you?
Well,
Are you drinking hot chocolate tonight?
No, princesses don't drink hot chocolate.
come on.
I got to be
What
better
is
than
the
that.
problem?
Yep.
They just go straight for the Americano.
That's right.
So they've
Yeah.
got a busy work.
They do not drink hot chocolate.
No. No.
Princesses do not like hot chocolate.
No.
Yeah.
That is
Didn't
not.
know that
She's thinking.
She's thinking. That's got.
Well, I'm glad you came and asked questions.
That's right. That's right. And you got a cookie.
I'm going to bring you a donut, yes.
Ah.
Okay.
All right. All
That's-
right.
She wanted to get that on the record.
Yeah.
On air. Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
She's gonna make her day. Mom is coaching her to ask. What's eternity? Or what's a trinity?
I think the first one was the harder question.
Eternity. What is the
Yeah.
trinity?
Well,
Okay,
listen
Brian.
to a
your
future
answer.
episode.
Your answer. I have a book for you that I'm reading about
Yes.
reimagining the Trinity, and
Fantastic.
and here, resurrecting the Trinity.
Yeah, take
right
that
in my
book.
right in my bag. It talks about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, 3 in 1, and the unity that is in the Trinity.
Yes.
There you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thanks
All
for
right.
coming out.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Barry, come on over. Let's have a little chat here. Brian sitting up there having his, what are you having tonight? Cafe latte? Mocha?
For me, it was just drip coffee.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Old fashioned, straight,
Old-fashioned,
straight,
that's right.
no,
Yep.
no added, nothing, huh?
I wouldn't say that. I sweetened it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, what's going on?
Well, a lot's happened actually since we
Yes, it has.
met in the studio last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess I hadn't had enough excitement in life. So I was supposed to run a golf tournament on October 14th for
Which is
Synapse.
about a week after we recorded the
It
show.
was,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
about 10 days. I think if I went back and looked at the calendar right, somewhere in there. Yeah, so I was shaken out of bed that morning at about 4 o'clock with what ended up being a widowmaker, heart attack. So don't recommend that to anyone. I wouldn't go there. It was pretty rough. My wife learned again that I am very hard-headed, and I didn't want to go to the hospital. And you guys know a lot of the story behind that. But a couple hours after I got pulled out of bed, well, you guys know. A lot of people don't know. I try to find humor in everything, so I'll joke about stuff. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dupuy and I kind of hang out a little bit, and I think I'm funnier than he is. And
Yeah.
he's funnier than I am. So.
No, it's true. It's true.
But yeah, I tried to deal with it for the first couple of hours, and then the final straw for me was when I went to put a table up in our SUV, and I actually said this out loud to my wife: "Follow me to the golf course, and then you can take me to the hospital." Because I had a truck full of stuff.
Because you had a table to deliver?
I had everything for that golf tournament in the back of the truck.
Oh, fantastic.
And went to throw the table up on the back of the truck, and had a little difficulty with that. And thank goodness there was a roof rack on top of the truck that I could grab a hold of and keep myself on my feet. And then when that happened, I looked at her and she said, "Well, are you ready now?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." So we got to the hospital and got through that. A lot of interesting and funny stories with that. I've told some people about it, including the receptionist, just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. "Well, how's your day?" And I said, "I think I'm having a heart attack." And she goes, "Oh, well, what's your name?"
Fill out this form in triplicate.
And come back when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, God moments and everything. We got back to the room and got hooked up, and within a matter of minutes, I felt like I was watching a TV show about somebody else, because the thing that came out over the loudspeaker was, I need cardiologist, I need cath lab, I need specific nurses, I need Dr. So-and-so, and the room was filling up with people, and they were describing what I was experiencing, and you guys know some other things we had going on at the time in the family, so it was not to bring the whole meeting down, because this is an exciting night, but I had to look at my wife and tell her, "I'm not going to put you through a couple of funerals in 1 week.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat this."
Yeah.
And then just having one of our oldest son's former college baseball teammates show up from the cath lab as the cath lab person, and just having that recognition and seeing him, and it was little bit of a God moment for us and helped us get through that.
Yeah.
And I mean, got through it. As if that wasn't enough, a week later we lost Ann's mom, and 5 days after that I got diagnosed with COVID and double pneumonia, and for good measure went ahead and broke a rib coughing. And so I looked up to that. I didn't see a cloud over my head, but some days I wonder. So,
Yeah. So your story continues of.
I keep getting left here.
Yeah.
You get knocked down.
More to
You get
do,
up
more to
again.
do, and
That's good.
And a lot of that's even happening now too. Since we last talked, we're just weeks away from franchising Synapse, and as I explained that to Brad earlier, the elevator pitch for that is I get to follow a passion and connect good people to other good people for good causes.
Yeah,
So
I love that
great.
tagline.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
great.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, that's exciting too. So
and that's changed even since the last time we met, because we launched our first official group in Belfast, Northern Ireland, back in early January. And we've launched groups out in Denver and down in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
And,
it's great.
getting ready to head out to Kansas City, Missouri in a couple of weeks, and probably up to Boston. And
So if people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to do that?
yeah, well, the easiest way is just to go to the website, which is I now remember it by heart. I remember from the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just www.synapse, synapsehubs.com, synapsehubs.com, or Brian at synapsehubs.com if they want to email me. And if you don't know how to spell my name, look up Dupuy.
Yeah.
You spell my name the same
BRY.
way.
The right way.
The right way. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How do they say synapse in Northern Ireland?
Synapse.
Yeah, okay. All right. I was just checking.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Certainly appreciate you coming by, and certainly the impact of your story of the
Absolutely.
listeners that we know that have listened to it and talked about it since. So
Yeah, one of the things, just talking, you guys talking about it earlier, the ability to share the power of organ transplantation and organ donation. Even having some conversations recently with folks that are considering becoming living donors. It's a powerful thing. I have a lot of respect for those people that consider doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, my donor was a deceased donor, and I mean that's the other option. But there's a lot of ways to help people, and it's you can ask people to consider becoming a living donor, but it's such a personal choice. It's like you can't feel bad about them if they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yep.
But it's an amazing thing when you meet someone who has gone through that
Yeah.
and been that selfless.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. It's good.
That's good.
Well, thank you for coming out and
Yeah,
being
this
a part
is
of the
great.
show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jumping in the microphone. I just want to make everyone aware that all three wives are here right now.
Oh, there
at
you
the
go.
same
There you
time.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
all three wives
they're
are in the
all
All
house.
three
here.
wives are in the house.
We're gonna
yeah.
need a cheer for that. They're
Yeah.
all
I
here.
should probably say each of our wives,
Each
not,
of
not
our
your
wives.
three wives.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Each of our wives.
I need
Each
to
of our
ask them
wives.
how are they enjoying the first episode.
Yeah.
Mark Grumbles. Mark Grumbles is in the. Mark, come on up here for a minute. We'll
Mark.
talk to you for a second. Mark Grumbles.
Mark's in the house.
Mark works at the Cool Spring Recreation Center, and I see him most mornings, and he's a listener to the Reimagine podcast. So if you just take those earmuffs
Grab
there and
those
set them on.
Yes, I am a listener.
You are.
That's right,
So,
that's right.
I got to admit, though, I missed the first, say, month or so of it. Maybe the first few weeks.
You don't have to admit that. It was fine. It was fine how
right.
it was.
but I've been faithful ever since.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But see, at the very beginning, I was too busy watching reruns of Psych.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
During the lockdown,
Oh yeah, during
Yeah.
the lockdown.
Yeah.
Well, that was the best time.
I've never seen that show.
Well, maybe we'll have another lockdown and you can see it.
Well,
I'm not rooting for that.
hopefully not. I'll watch it regardless. I don't need a lockdown. I just,
Back to the podcast.
The podcast.
So you've heard the stories, you've heard from people, you've heard the discussions. Certain things kind of hit you through it.
Oh well, I'm just. Well, everything hits me in some way. I'm sort of like what Brad said. There's always something that really touches you that you want to try to remember. I can't remember what it is right now, but there's always something.
Yeah.
And what I'm amazed at though is the variety of guests you've had on the air, and some of them from around the United States, and a lot from our own church, and everyone is impacting in some way.
Yeah, that's great.
It's been really good.
Yeah. Well, I know you're enjoying a cup of coffee tonight. That's your.
The Americano.
Yeah.
Always, nothing else, nothing else. No sugar.
I think we need one of those machines in the rec center.
Yes.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll
Would you
move it
make
up.
Would you make me Americano if we had one of those in the rec
You
center?
know, probably so. Probably so. Yeah.
So when my guys come in early on Friday morning at 6:30 and ask for coffee, you'd have a machine there that more than just the drip machine, but you
It
could.
wouldn't be regular old drip.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't complain about the drip, and nobody does.
No, nobody does.
Nobody complains about it.
Not at 6 o'clock in the morning. Nobody complains
Right.
about it. So.
Well, we appreciate you coming out tonight and enjoying
Well,
coffee at the local cup here
Well,
in
I
town.
do want to say that I am a slow reader, and I never read a whole book. I only read the first 2 chapters, and then I get distracted.
That's right. All the good stuff is in the first 2
That's
chapters.
it. They have nothing to say after that.
Gist of it.
Just read the last few pages too, and then you got the whole gist.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I read all of Gary Baker's book.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And,
yes.
Gary Baker.
Gary Baker's book was concise. It was great. It was great,
Yep.
and it was short enough that I could read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great.
So that was down to my level, and it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
hang on,
good.
hang on right here because Gary Baker is here tonight, and since you're talking about his book, I'm going to pause on one of our former guests and bring Gary right now up
Okay.
here so that you guys can meet. He'll sign the book
then
for
it's
you.
Stacey. Then it's Stacey.
Yeah,
So
you
here-
know, I got one, and he didn't sign it, so I'm gonna have
Man,
to
you
take
need,
it to
you
him
need
one
that
day.
hat. You need that hat
Yeah.
to go with
So,
that.
Mark, thanks
You're
for being
looking good,
here,
man.
and let's
Looking good.
bring
I like
Gary
that
Baker
shirt.
in. Welcome to the podcast, Gary.
Hey everyone, how we doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Good. How are you?
It's a good day today.
Super. But do they have Diet Coke here? I don't drink coffee.
I don't
They have
know.
hot chocolate. I know that for sure.
See,
But yeah.
you write a book, and now
He's got. Hey, he thinks he's in the green room. He's got to have M&Ms, peanuts, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sent his list in earlier.
Room temperature water.
Yeah. So Mark talked about reading the book. Where can people find Good Day Today again? We talked about it last time, but drop
Go to
it.
Amazon.com and search for Good Day Today book, $12.99.
There
Come
you
on.
go.
Good day today, Gary Baker.
Yeah.
GDT.
Show up right up there
Yeah.
and click purchase.
Now you're doing some extra work on that book right now too, in terms of leading a life group and applying not just life principles, but also taking it deeper with some study questions and some spiritual applications.
Yeah, we're throwing some Bible study in there with it. And it's been fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
It's been challenging just in the conversation of just setting your values, what's your foundation, you
Yeah.
know, kind of thing.
It's
And,
good stuff,
And
man,
really
good stuff.
thinking about those kind of things. So that was good.
Yeah, we talk a lot about success and what does it really look like. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's, it's just all about making a lot of money and marrying a pretty woman like I do.
there you go. Thanks for listening.
That's the Cliff Note version.
That's right.
That's good.
And loving God and loving others, too.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. There you go.
That's
Excellent.
right.
Well, thanks for coming out and being a part of the
Absolutely,
show
man.
tonight.
Sorry, no Diet Pepsi.
Yeah. We'll do better
All right.
in the
Still have to
200th
get
episode.
Stacy in here and Tamara in
Yeah.
here too.
So how many? Think about how many
Yeah.
books.
Yeah,
How
come
many
in.
books have we read over a 2-year period of time?
Hey, she's
Oh.
got her fan club here. Yes.
75.
I mean, really, think about how many books have we read over 100 episodes? Just to,
Probably about 80.
Brian hasn't read the whole 80. I mean,
No.
Well, y'all
no.
don't really read stuff either. Like when I listened to the
Hey,
podcast
hey,
that
wait a minute
explained
now.
how you read, the OCD in me it like blew me away. I was like, "What do you mean you don't read every word in a sentence?" And like, no.
All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us.
You have
cut that
had
coffee
enough
off.
coffee tonight.
Yeah. Let go of the microphone.
so
Let go.
what's going on in your world since you've been on the
That's right,
episode?
just a little
Well, I
bit. Goes
just
a
got
long way.
surprised because Casey was going to come in town this weekend to celebrate Brad's birthday. His birthday, he's a 222 baby. So she was coming in
okay.
town to celebrate, but we didn't know she was coming tonight. So she literally just walked through the door like 10 minutes
Oh,
ago.
Oh, come on.
good
Just
for
for
her.
this
That's
podcast.
cool.
And
That's
of
great.
course, yeah, for you, Brian, all for you.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the mom came out to me. I was like, did anybody know you were on the road? I mean, the mom comes out of you real quick.
Yeah. So you got your heart shirt on. You're doing a Healthy Heart Challenge.
I am doing the Healthy Heart
How's that
Challenge.
going?
It's going really well, but it's just fun. And this is going to sound crazy, but you know what I'm most excited about is when it's over and we get to all fellowship and come together.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I am 100% looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of cool to see people at the gym and just say, hey, what's your challenge? Like, what are you doing? How are you stepping it up? But I'm really looking forward to just hanging out with these people one evening and breaking bread with them, to be
That's
honest
cool.
with you.
That's
like,
cool.
I don't know, I'm just looking forward to that.
And they're
So-
doing
Yeah.
that because of the challenge and keeping up with the challenge throughout the week. At the end of the month, you're doing a dinner meal. The rec staff is cooking the actual
Right.
meal and bringing
Right,
everybody
that's
together.
what I understand. Like Shane and Tammy and Marty, they're going to be cooking us a healthy heart meal.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to sit around the table and spend time with people, breaking bread with people. Like, to me, that's cool. Yeah. You get to know people on a different level. You know, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I got to ask you, are we still your number one podcast?
Yes, you are still my number one podcast.
I know there's a creeping going on.
Well, that's your fault. You
I
are the
did.
one that's creeping out. That one makes me laugh too.
Sorry.
Be sure to talk.
Competition.
Be sure to talk to Jan and Kelly tonight on the way out because and Gary because he knows how much it costs to all the goods that
Well,
they
so
sell.
I need to keep Brad away from
Yes,
them, is what
yeah.
you're saying. Brad doesn't need to know how much it costs to do that.
No.
But they do make me laugh. But no, I look forward to you guys every week. I wait for it to drop. I mean, that's a little scary, isn't it? But I mean,
No,
yes, should
There's
have
one, there's one in every club.
I love that.
Well, good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
thanks for
good.
coming, and glad you get to enjoy your family tonight. What a
I know.
surprise!
I know,
Yeah,
that's great.
a
Glad we
great
were able to
surprise.
make that happen.
Yes. Yes.
If you're taking credit for that, I'm taking credit for the new gig that y'all have tonight.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking for this in the studio. So
Yes.
Very good.
All right, guys. Well,
All right.
congratulations.
thank you,
Thank
thank you. We gotta get Tamara in here as well. Tamara was.
Come on, Tamara.
Come on, Tamara. Oh yes, please, please.
Bring your coffee too. Brian's already had.
And she's got her shirt.
Yeah,
Believe there's
yeah.
good in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Brian, you've
Kindness.
got like a mountain of coffee cups. I've taken a picture.
Yes.
Of it. Growing here.
Yeah.
You're in good stead tonight.
Oh, I'm all shaking. I'm all
It's not even the pastries from the bakery down
I'll
the
be
street.
calling you at 2 a.m.
I'll be awake. I'll be awake.
Be awake.
So, hey, Tamara, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Do you know what today is? Today.
Kindness Day.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
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 It
yes.
is the actual National Random Acts of Kindness Day,
Awesome.
February 17th, and we're here together at the local
Ah.
cup.
Yes.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what
that's
has
how
your
we plan
Kindness Day
things.
look like?
So my Kindness Day started by praying in the morning and thinking about people, and just like we talked about church, the different acts of kindness you do before you even leave the house.
Listen, I have started that car, scraped those windows, and
Not today. It was hot today.
I know,
right?
I do typically do that, but the next day I didn't realize it was so cold after you spoke at the service, and I didn't know it was that cold outside. Didn't really pay attention, and I was like, oh boy,
She's out there with a credit card,
she is scraping.
scraping their windshield.
Yeah, so
An old CD she found.
On
somewhere.
CD. That's right.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
good.
that's
So
funny.
good day for you.
Yeah, it was a great day, and after work, I decided, I've got a couple of hours before I head down to the local cup and hang out with you guys. And so I actually did a ton of random acts of kindness to celebrate the day. So some of the things I did, I had to buy some stamps because I wanted to write some personal little notes and put them in the mail old-fashioned way to people.
Yeah.
And so I went up to our little Mechanicsville post office to buy some stamps. And the lady that waited on me was so kind. Oh my gosh, she had the most brilliant smile, was so genuine. And
wow.
while I was standing there, I just thought, I just want to bless her some way. So I bought my stamps, told her thank you. And as I was leaving the post office, I thought, I'm going to rock her world. And so I went to Food Lion, where they sell flowers. Who knew? But I went to Food Lion, and I picked up some, and I was like, I'm going to get some flowers. And so I went over to where the flowers were, and do you know that they actually had flowers that had a little name beside it that said, Be Happy. They actually sell Be Happy flowers. I did not know that.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
So
did
I
not
thought,
either.
well, this is a sign, so
Yeah.
I have to buy them.
Yeah.
So I bought the flowers, and then I got right back in my car and drove right back to the Mechanicsville post office and stood in line and went to the front, and I said,
Did she ask you what size box do you need for those? Are you protecting these?
listen, I will say she looked at me when I was bringing in the live flowers, and she probably was trying to figure out what it was.
What you're doing?
At least you didn't buy her a book of stamps.
I know, but I went right up and can I help you? And I said, you actually can. I said, you've already helped me today because you were amazing. And I gave her flowers and we took pictures, and it was just one of the many acts of kindness this afternoon. So
That's
there's
cool.
kindness everywhere. It's
Yeah.
all in how you make it.
Yep, very
Oh,
good.
you're right. You're right.
And people have really enjoyed doing the rock since we had that.
And I've got,
Okay.
yeah. So they're in my office. So you get them. We'll get them next week. So,
The one person who talked about kindness, and I left church and I was like, oh, I never grabbed any rocks. I need some rocks. Yes, I would love to have some rocks.
No, we
That'd
got
be
you. We
great.
got you covered. We got you
Awesome.
covered. I got a couple more stashed away. Everything else is gone. So bunch of them out. So
That's
Awesome.
great. That's
No.
great.
Yep.
Well, thanks for coming out and being a part
Absolutely.
of our story and your story. We look forward to continued relationship with that.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
All right,
you.
very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
People are fascinating, aren't they?
They are.
Like that's one thing I've learned over this 100 episodes is that anybody that you talk to, there's some kind of story there. There's something happening. God is at work, and man, that we get to be a part of listening to that. Not just because we have a podcast, but because we're alive. Like anybody can have those interactions and learn something about someone else if we weren't so distracted or stuck to our phones or whatever it was. All kinds of ways to interact with people. And that's just fascinating and invites you into a different way to see the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, kind of going forward, anything you're thinking about, like we're moving into the next zone. So, what is the next zone?
101
Yeah,
next week.
yeah,
So
yeah,
already have Diane Langberg lined up for that, and have a conversation with her about redeeming power. And she is like the foremost in the conversation on abuse and trauma. And so just excited about that conversation of what real power, when you redeem it for good, what it looks like and how we live that out. So I'm excited about that conversation. And then we've got many, many more coming down the pike as well. But I'm looking forward to it, man. This is like I said, it's like the highlight of my week. And so I enjoy it, prepping for it and getting ready and having the conversations and all that kind of good stuff.
The prepping is always very interesting. Like Brian, you're normally down there first playing with the board.
Yeah.
I walk in like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then we sit and wait and do our thing, and you come in like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? Everybody all right? How you doing? What are we talking about?"
Walk in, hit record.
Yeah.
Hit record. Let's go.
That's his
Let's
favorite
go.
saying.
We're
You hit
running.
record, didn't you?
You hit record.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you did that. That's important. As you look at the board right now.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we did all this and that's green instead of red? Oh, that'd be horrible.
I need a show of hands from our wives. How much do they hear about us together? See, look at this.
They
Got no
They
clue.
got their own conversation. It's all good.
Yeah, it's good.
I forgot we're even here. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't. So I wonder what will it be like going into the next ones. We'll have some great guests and stories there, but like, we looking to change the song and modify things or what?
Ooh. Oh.
Well,
It
I
is
don't know.
after 100, so maybe you're going to do something different. I don't know.
Could be. You just have to
I've
stay
just
tuned.
now gotten to the point where I've got the lines
You
memorized.
got it down, memorized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a beat going with it. So, but one guy that can help us change that, he's been on the show before, and that's Tyler English, and he helps kind of. What do you help us do? You kind of
What do you
do something with this big camera over here.
What are you doing over there?
What do you
Hey,
do?
by the way,
What do
this
you
is
do?
my oldest son.
I haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah.
It's all good.
With the things and the
Yeah.
cameras.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of buttons.
Yeah. Buttons. Yeah.
So as a avid listener to the podcast, and you've actually spoke on multiple venues. You've spoke on specifics of children and families.
Yep.
You spoke specifically on the digital when we had the digital conversation.
Yes.
How to do that, and you spoke on family and Christmas. I mean, you've got a diverse portfolio going.
This is my 4th appearance.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now we got to start paying you.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Let's look for your 1099.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's good.
Yep. Yep.
So what are you thinking about we can do different?
There's a lot that we can do. One thing that I've been kind of brainstorming and wrestling with a little bit is what does it look like to make this a visual experience for you?
Yep.
Because the audio is great. We love hearing you, but there's something to being able to see the reactions, to see the interaction that we're exploring. Hopefully, maybe by episode 200, we'll be
Yeah.
there.
That'd be perfect.
Hey, 200.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe you could follow us
Good
around
target.
like as we prepare for a podcast.
There you go.
Like a behind the music kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be fantastic.
It would be a lot of nothing until 30 minutes before.
Yeah, no,
and
30.
then
Yeah.
everything would just catch on fire.
Yeah. We'll have an argument and storm off, one of us. Yeah. Like the rock bands.
I appreciate you coming out tonight and
Absolutely.
helping do the video
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
it. This will be up
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Could be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
We talked
That's
about that yet?
No, tell
No,
us
we
about it.
haven't. Tell us.
I don't know.
Oh.
Somebody tell me. What are we doing?
We're filming.
You're just running some film there, you know?
Yeah.
Not
I
film,
think
you're
the
recording.
plan
Digital.
is that this is a visual option for people to enjoy the podcast,
Yeah.
100th episode, the day that this drops, right?
Yeah.
When this
Right.
comes out,
Yes.
it'll be available on our YouTube channel. So
There you go.
Yeah.
if you've made it this far in, jump on over.
Yeah.
Switch on
Check
over.
it out.
Mess
Check
up
it
all
out.
your analytics.
See what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Everybody
you know?
dropped off right at the 45 minute
I know.
mark. What happened?
I know. Thanks, Tyler.
We've gone from top 50 to 2,000.
Yeah, that's cool. People can see what we're actually doing and talking about. And, yep.
YouTube.com/CoolSpringBC.
Very
Cool
good.
Spring, BC.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you doing
Awesome.
that
Absolutely,
tonight.
man.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Yep.
Well, guys, it's been a good celebration.
Yeah, it's been great. Appreciate the
Yeah.
local cup once again hosting
Absolutely.
this for us and folks coming in. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here tonight
Absolutely.
and being a part of the celebration with us tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank our great folks working the coffee
Baristas.
bar in the back, the
Yes,
baristas. They've done great tonight.
Yeah,
Give them a round of
yeah.
applause. Very good.
Yep.
So it's been great. Thank you all
Been
for
fun.
doing something I never thought I'd do.
Yeah, that's right.
And 100 of them.
This is our first on location.
I know, right?
Think of all the places we could go.
That's
the
right.
car wash down the road that's opening. Like, we can. At any opening.
us on the road,
yeah,
man. Take it
consider
on the
having
road.
us for your
Yeah.
newest opening.
It doesn't cost
Yeah.
much.
No. The sports clips that's opening, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
Sports? Oh, there is.
There is.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't tell you
right
about
close.
that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They could have us there.
Yeah. That'd be
Right,
great.
then you go get ice cream.
Yeah, you get a massage and one of those warm towels they have at the sports clips.
Oh,
I
man.
never do
laid
that.
back with my
I never do that.
microphone?
I can't
They
do
do.
that.
They do look cold towel too.
Oh, a cold
So in
towel.
the winter,
Yeah.
summer they like. You want a choice? You want cold towel, hot towel?
Really?
I tried the cold towel. I was like, nah, not doing
Nah,
it.
you can't do
No,
that.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
You gotta have a
That's
hot
good.
towel.
So I look forward to some more. I look forward to some more episodes, and most
Absolutely.
of all, definitely want to thank you listeners for continuing to listen and being a part of the great conversations that we've had, and also being faithful in it. Your listening has enabled just some joy in our life
Yep,
and
absolutely.
learning. It's been wonderful. So thanks for listening to us on the Reimagine podcast. As always, you can follow us on iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, and download any of the episodes and rate them. Check us out on the reimaginecast.com website. So for Brad and Brian, I'm Greg. Thanks for listening to the Reimagine podcast.